Hey you guys, it's Peter, and I'm back. Of course I'm back. I'm not going anywhere. Boost. Peekaboo. I see you. Because I'm YouTube famous now. Available in 2020. The Christmas album. Dad AF. Boost. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas everywhere you go. How are you guys doing? Welcome to November 1st, the first day of Christmas. I'm so excited. I'm drinking out of one of my Christmas cups from Starbucks. And I'm getting ready to go review the Christmas sugar cookie frappuccino. It is cold outside in Indianapolis, Indiana. I am then going to, while my husband takes a nap, I am going to go and try to find some red plaid for Christmas jersey sheets and a flannel duvet cover so we can get all cozy for Christmas. Are you all ready for, I am ready for Christmas this year. I'm ready to watch the shows on Netflix. I'm ready to watch the Hallmark movies. I'm ready to read my cozy Christmas mysteries. I am all ready to settle in for Christmas. So, and of course, every year at Christmas, where is my lip gloss? There is always tons and tons of Christmas drama to go around. So the best part of Christmas, I think, is Christmas beauty guru drama, don't you? Merry Christmas, you're canceled. So today we're going to talk about Jaclyn Hill. Well, I think I titled this video, I don't know yet. So I get my inspiration for my titles at the very last minute. I think I titled my video something like this. Shane Dawson is back, and so are Jaclyn's lipsticks. So, let's talk about Shane Dawson coming back. Last night he made a random appearance on Instagram, on his Instagram story. And I also want to talk about Jaclyn Hill and about her lipsticks coming back. Okay, so if you follow all of these people, you would know this because it's on their Instagram stories, which is where they live, is on their Instagram stories. So anyway, I've been trying to be more active on my Instagram stories. Oh, by the way, I will be talking today on my review video about my Christmas giveaways, holiday giveaways, but for me, they're Christmas giveaways. So last year on my review channel, starting the day after Thanksgiving, every day until after Christmas, or till Christmas, I did a giveaway on my review channel. It was mostly, I think it was almost all gift cards. And I'm thinking about doing something similar to that again this year. I don't know, it might be bigger, it might be better, but you have to be following that channel to find out. You also have to be following my Instagram to know. So I'll be announcing that today over on that channel and talking about that. But anyway, Jaclyn Hill is also somebody that does large giveaways, you know, at the holiday time and things like that. I think she does like the 12 days of Jaclyn or 12 days of Christmas or something like that. Very, very nice, right? So anyway, I've covered that on this channel before because people have speculated why she's giving away certain things. I'm sure she'll do the 12 days of giveaway again. But anyway, last night I was looking at her Instagram story. First of all, can we just talk about Jaclyn's adorable dogs? Her dogs are some of the cutest dogs in the entire world. And she had them in these little costumes last night. And I don't know which one this was, but hold on a second. She had one of them in a cheerleading costume, and I just like watched it over and over and over again because I always get her dogs confused. I'm sorry, Jaclyn, but it was like this cheerleader costume that like hung down in front, and when she walked, it truly looked like she was a cheerleader. It was so cute. I kept on watching it over and over and over again. So anyway, Jaclyn Hill, she put up this on her Instagram story here. I'll put it up for you right here. And it's a picture of her, like, just kind of like that. And someone said, okay, but what lipstick is this? And she said, feeding this out to the masses, so many questions about my lip color last night. You will have to wait till next year to find out. To me, insinuating that she is coming back out with lipsticks again. Now listen, we all know about Lipstick Gate that happened a couple years ago, you know, where Jaclyn, if you don't know, like, do you live in a cave? I mean, how did you not know about that? So anyway, all the stuff that happened with Lipstick Gate and whatever, and then, you know, people have been asking for her to come out with lipsticks. They really want her to. I think she should. I think she should come out with another release. Here's my thing, though, okay, is that, like, you might want to tie up your ends from the last thing that happened before you, like, it's different than her putting out a different product. If she comes out and puts out lipsticks again, people are going to scrutinize these because of what happened before, right? here are my questions. She said she hired, you know, I don't know, scientists or labs or whatever, $100,000 to go in and find out what had happened. We never heard the results of that. She never responded and said what the results were that. So then to ask people to invest, okay, in further lipsticks when you haven't explained what really happened the first time, okay, and people are like, yes, she has, yes, she has. She has to some degree, but not totally. I think it would be really smart for Jaclyn to come out. She's been talking a lot. Here's my advice to Jaclyn Hill, okay? She's been talking a lot, like on her Instagram stories, about moments from last year that were really tough for her and how much she's grown from that. She's got Jordan by her side now. She's surrounded by her family. I think she's in a really good place. I think it would be, you know, maybe a good move for Jaclyn. I'm just saying, like, if she called me up, which she wouldn't, and said, Peter, what do you think? I'd say, you know, Jaclyn, I'm not entirely sure that I think it would be a bad move for you to put out a video towards the end of the year talking about, like, maybe, like, the greatest lessons you've learned in your life and also addressing the lipsticks and answering the questions that people still have about the lipsticks and saying at the end of it, you know, when you fall down, because at the time that it happened, you know, like, her mom made a comment somewhere, I remember covering this, that Jaclyn had always been somebody that, like, pulled herself back up, right? And I'm a big believer in when you fall down on your face, getting back up, you know, and I'm a big believer in learning from your mistakes. And I think that is, to me, the epitome of growth, you know, when you're open and willing to, like, admit your faults and grow from that. I think that's fantastic, and I want that for all of them, and I want that for Jaclyn. But I think for her to turn that into a learning moment as well as a teaching moment to her audience to say, hey, listen, I totally screwed up with these lipsticks, which she said, right? But then to say, and you know what? I get the chance to come back next year and show you guys that I'm going to try to do it better and even bigger than it was before. And this time I hope it goes off without a hitch. I think that might be a fantastic video for her to do. Do I think that it would get a lot of attention drama-wise? Yeah, I absolutely do. But I also think it would be kind of closing the door on the past before she moves into the future, and she could kind of address all of those things. Because I do think that she's learned a lot about that, and I don't think that she's learned a lot about just lipsticks. I think she's learned a lot about humility and those people that are important to her, and maybe not always making your business the number one thing in your life, that relationships and things like that are as important. I think for her to kind of put that all together in one video, I think would be fantastic. She's already kind of feeding that out on Instagram stories with little clips and pictures of, like, the past and things like that. Just a thought, Jaclyn, just a thought. So anyway, it'll be interesting. Will you guys buy her lipsticks if they come back out? I don't know why. You know, like, this is the thing. Like, she had one bad launch. I think people should give her another try. I really do. That's what I think. And so would I buy the lipsticks? I didn't buy them the first time, but they sold out like that. So would I buy them this upcoming time? You better bet your Christmas ass I'll be buying those lipsticks if I can get my hand on them. Sure will. Just to see, you know. And I think that'll be part of it, too, that people will want to buy them to see that. But people were really excited about her coming out with lipsticks. I mean, she's been working on them for 10 years, so why wouldn't you? Anyway, that was a little joke. Jaclyn can handle the little jokes. All right, now let's get into talking about Shane Dawson. Shane Dawson, ringleader of the circus. Okay, so I don't even know what to think anymore. You know, it's like, okay, so Shane Dawson, let me get into my receipts. My receipts, Whitney, whatever you want. So I saw, well, somebody sent me a message, and then 100 people sent me a message or something like that, that Shane Dawson was, like, posting nonstop on here. I got to get on my, somebody referred to these as my Dan Levy glasses the other day from, ooh, they a little dirty. Did you guys do that with your glasses? When you're as old as me and you need readers, this is the problem, okay? Before I clean them off, let me show you. So I wear them around the house to do videos. Okay, don't come for my hair, right? My hair is my hair. Anyway, and so then when I'm not, like, sitting at the computer, I know it's a corny look, but I do. And so then they get so dirty, right? So I have to constantly clean them off. Welcome to the real world of a drama channel. You guys think I really think I'm YouTube famous and fancy, don't you? I'm not. Here's your one chance, fancy, don't let me down. Anyway, I'm ready for a country Christmas. True story, I am. Okay, a country Christmas. Oh my God, did you ever watch Little House on the Prairie back in the day? One of my favorite scenes ever is when Laura and Mary go to Nellie's birthday party, and they have on their Sunday dresses for church, because that's, like, the only nice thing they have, you know, because they're real poorly and stuff. And Nellie goes, what do you have on? And Laura goes, our Sunday best. And Nellie goes, oh, country girls. That's what I would say to Laura Lee. Country girls. No, I love Laura Lee. Anyway, I love them all. They're all so fantastic. So Shane Dawson here, I'm going to put this up for you. He posts this picture of he and Jeffree Star. Last year, today was one of the best moments of my life. And I think about it almost every day. Thank you, Jeffree Star, for believing in me. And thank you to everyone who made that time so special. I'll never forget it. I think Jeffree Star actually also put this. He like showed it on his Instagram story, but I could be wrong. I think he's kind of forgotten about Shane Dawson at this point since the cash has been the check has been cashed. And then he put up the conspiracy palette and he said, "Our baby." Okay. And then he showed a picture of him, Jeffree Star, and said, "Seeing our baby for the first time." This is a little picture. I don't know if I'm going to include them or not. And then he showed a picture of Jeffree Star photo shoot, our photo shoot day, one of my favorite days ever. And then he posted this picture and he said, "Lipstick Nick made me feel so confident that day." She was over at Jeffree Star's house last night I'm kind of confused as to what she was dressed up at. Could somebody let me know? I think her costume was interesting last night. That's all I'm going to say. But anyway, Lipstick Nick and about 4 other people were over at Jeffree Star's house last night for this big party that he had. And then he said, "One of my favorite pics." And this is him and Jeffree Star, and okay, whatever. And then this one also made me laugh. Haha, not sure what we were doing here. It's all about the conspiracy palette. I'm like, this is really interesting to me. And then launch day. First time seeing it in a store, the conspiracy palette. My mom outside of a store, imagining all the things I'm going to buy once. I'm sorry. First time I saw someone holding it in their hands. Imagining the new house I'm going to buy. First review I saw of it. My trainer getting one. A picture of my cash grab. My palette. Seeing our photos set up in the store. Seeing our baby in a store. Seeing you guys and SHI toting a brick. Haha. Because I manipulated you to buy my palette that I don't know anything about makeup because I'm not a beauty guru. Feeling so proud and grateful. And then hugging Jeffree Star. I'm not going to read this. He says, "My back looks fat, but I don't even care. This moment is in my top 3 best moments of my life." Imagining how rich I'm going to be. And then there's a picture of he and Morgan and Rylan and Andrew. Who has now moved on to, they're all podcasters at this point, I think. Okay, Rylan has a podcast, and then Andrew now has a podcast with Garrett, and Morgan, her channel's doing just fine. Okay, and then the end of an incredible day, and then that's all of them getting on Jeffree Star's private plane, I think. And then he said, "Sorry for all of the pics, just feeling emotional and sentimental tonight. I'll be back soon, I promise. Thanks for going down memory lane with me. Hope you had an amazing and safe Halloween." And then he put, "Sorry, one more, haha, scene sample for the first time." It was a video. And then he put a couple things down here. He said, "Kay, sorry, last thing, I promise." And then Barry wanted to remind you to vote. He says it's very important. "Kay, I'll go home." And then he said his running mate, Jerry, and then that was it. So, very, very interesting, I think, that Shane Dawson decided to come back and make a Halloween kind of emotional deal. I'm kind of surprised he wasn't at Jeffree Star's party last night. Because they're so close, and because he was posting all of these things about the greatest moment ever was with Jeffree Star and the conspiracy palette, Jeffree Star this, Jeffree Star that. It really surprises me that he wasn't at the Halloween party last night. You know what I mean? Like, why weren't you at the Halloween party last night? Were you not invited? Or did you just not want to go? Or this is where all the fans come in and they say, "Well, Shane Dawson's a homebody. He doesn't go anywhere, blah, blah, blah." But if you were feeling sentimental and you really missed your friend, because I haven't seen any interactions between Shane Dawson and Jeffree Star, and I haven't heard Jeffree Star mention Shane Dawson a whole lot. And in fact, I don't think Trisha Paytas is real happy about the fact that Jeffree Star hasn't protected Shane Dawson to the extent that she has, because that's kind of come out in some of the things that we've seen with H3 and things like that. So, I don't know. It's very, very interesting, isn't it? Makes you wonder. Makes you wonder. So I went over and I took to the Instagram, hold on a sec, or the Twitter, because I wanted to see what, here it is. You can order a Christmas cookie frappuccino that will even have Santa begging for more. And I'm ready for it. Okay, so I wanted to go over here and see what people were having to say about all this on the Twitter. So I just put in Shane Dawson's name. And someone said, I feel like the only way Shane Dawson can somewhat redeem him. Well, I will tell you, first of all, there were huge arguments that were occurring as a result of him coming back, okay? Which is very, very interesting to me. It was all of these people arguing and fighting over the fact that Shane Dawson was back, and some people were saying, like, he's the worst person in the entire world, and other people were saying, how can you say that? These are just allegations, there's no fact. And other people were saying, have you seen the videos? And other people were dropping D'Angelo Wallace's video link in there, and other people were saying, his humor's not funny, and then other people were saying, I love Shane, there's nothing that you can tell me that will make me think otherwise. It was literally this like battle extravaganza that was going on Twitter about Shane Dawson. But some of the comments were rather interesting, so let's read them. Honestly, I felt like the only way Shane Dawson can somewhat redeem himself by like 10% is if he cuts off contact with Jeffree, but then he makes a whole Insta story about Jeffree, LMAO. I thought that was very interesting too. The comments that I took were the ones that I found to be either rather negative or interesting, and I thought that was interesting too, you know. I don't really know that Shane Dawson gets it. I don't really think he really understands where he sits right now in the whole scene of YouTube and all of it happening kind of together at the same time, you know, with like the Will Smith's family like tweeting out a bunch of stuff and like being vocal about it. And I mean, it's not just the stuff that happened on YouTube. And like I always say, I say this with Jeffree Star, so I'm gonna say it with Shane Dawson. You know, you have your diehard fans on either side, like let's say 20% and 20%. Those people that will defend you through anything, right? And then in the middle, you have like the 60% where there's like this fence, okay? That they can kind of go either way depending on what's happened. Well, the reality is the majority of that 60% has fallen away from Shane Dawson and Jeffree Star. They're just kind of like, we're done with it at this point. We see who you are, we see the charades, blah, blah, blah. They're kind of done with it, right? And then you have that other 20% that were really kind of like not that into Shane Dawson anyway, and then you have this 20% that's diehard fans, and that's where you see the people that are protecting them. But it makes me wonder at this point, like Shane's not going, like he doesn't have to worry about that 20% that says diehard fans. He has to worry about that group in the middle and what he can do, like if he really truly wants to have a career on YouTube, what he needs to do to win them back. Or is he just gonna stay gone forever? Or is he going to, you know, slowly come back and post on Instagram and post here, and Rylan will have his podcast and his YouTube channel, and Morgan and all them will do their things, and Shane will just kind of stay behind the scenes? Or, you know, is Shane that humble that he can stay behind the scenes, or is he an egomaniac that he has to be in front of the scenes, making it seem like he is, like, solving people's life? I will tell you one thing that was put in here a lot was that people were really, this is just on Twitter, okay? A lot of people were coming for him and that therapist, Katie, for supposedly trying to help and fix Eugenia Cooney, and now they've just kind of left her. And a lot of people were making comments about that, like that they thought that that was really in bad taste, and were they just using Eugenia Cooney for views? I will say, in my experience of looking at Shane Dawson, I'm just telling you what I see, okay? On Twitter, he seems to have always been very, very supportive of Eugenia Cooney. But it's like the same thing with Graveyard Girl. He never came back and checked in with her a year later. You know, it's like, I don't know. And then, you know, he acted like, well, everybody wants me to fix everything. When now what we know is he should have been fixing his own stuff behind the scenes. So let's read a couple more of these tweets. Or I will read some more of these tweets. Someone said, this is this is Beauty Truth Sleuth Alley, said, happy 1 year anniversary to Jeffree Star and Shane Dawson for the Conspiracy Collection launch. Going from malls being jam-packed and websites crashing to buy this to ending up being sold in TJ Maxx exactly a year later. It's amazing what can happen in a year. In the last 24 hours, I think I've been sent 4 different receipts of people in Europe who are able to buy the Conspiracy palette or the mini Conspiracy palette in their TJ Maxxes. One was Berlin, one was Poland. I can't remember what the other 2 were, but I have the receipts in my phone because I'm making that video. So anyway, and I agree. What can happen in a year, right? And then someone said, y'all remember when Shane Dawson tried humanizing TF? That doesn't mean toilet foul. I don't even know what a toilet foul is. Like you try to sit on it, but you don't. Okay, TF out of Jake Paul. Right, exactly. And someone said, does Shane Dawson really think he's going to be able to make a comeback? Why is this man like nothing happened? I thought we agreed he needed to retire from public life and live in obscurity. And someone said, I'm so curious how he's going to come back. Like, is it even possible without addressing the elephant in the room? And someone responded and said, I want to say no, but realistically, I think his fans will support him no matter what. I really do, too. I think there's that 20% over there. Oh, thank you. Oh my God, sneezes come in threes. Just one. I really think there's that like 20% that will defend him to no end, right? And then you have that 60% that I'm talking about. Like, let's say if Shane Dawson put up a video. Are you telling me you're not going to go watch a Shane Dawson video? And I know a lot of you are like, no, I would never watch it. But you would watch it and not sign in or somehow not to give him the view because you'd want to know what he had to say, right? Especially if he did a video called Addressing Everything. He knows that he's going to get people to watch it. It's not going to just be that 20%. But I think at this point, people have lost favor with Shane Dawson and people are bored of him. And I think he's almost kind of waited too long at this point to address it. I think he thinks it'll just kind of float away and he can come back. But he's never going to have the public favor again that he did before. People, I think you move on. You get excited about somebody else. And like, I think his day in the sun is over. And maybe he doesn't care, you know? I don't know. Someone said, I want to say no, but realistically, I think his fans will support him no matter what. I really wish he would get gone and stay gone. And then someone said, sad reality of people that can't think for themselves. Someone said his IG story is filled with last year's launch. He needs to stay gone. I mean, like, that's the thing to me is it's like you want to act how humble you are and you want to talk about, like, you know, that you're leaving the beauty guru because you were never part of it to begin with. And then you want to call out all of these people and say that they're all ugly, whatever he said, negative, you know, arrogant, egotistical people that will backstab each other. But then you want to come out and talk about your proudest moment was making this conspiracy palette, of which there is like all this alleged background, you know, intrigue about to do with like Tati and James Charles and all. So your proudest moment was what you just came out and made an apology for, basically. Okay, because that palette is a result of that series. That series is a result of you inserting yourself in a community that you didn't belong in to begin with. And you even said that yourself, right? So all of these proudest moments, your best friend that you have in the entire world, that you're sitting there talking about how much you love this person or whatever, putting these pictures up of hugging him, is somebody that takes no responsibility for his actions whatsoever. So the person that you are talking about as your proudest moment spending with is a person that doesn't take responsibility for his actions. And the project that you guys did ruined lives? I'm confused by this. I'm really confused by this. So anyway, someone said, me too, when he tries to come back to YouTube, okay, and then they say some other stuff about it. Someone said, is he dipping his toe in the pond again? And someone said, apparently he's reminiscing about the conspiracy collection campaign and launch and promising he'll be back soon. And someone responded and said, someone needs cash or desperate for attention. Someone said, I just saw and wow, just wow. He probably thinks now that Tati is getting dragged, it's safe to come back. They're all putting clown emojis underneath here, by the way. Do you think that's it? Do you think it's the fact that he knows that this situation with Tati is coming up, so now people will be like, ooh, Tati's the bad person, allegedly, so now I can come back and people will look favorably at me? I don't think people are that stupid, Shane. I'm just saying, okay? Someone said, yeah, my first thought. Someone said, nah, just because Tati is getting heat doesn't mean we forget about him. Someone said, exactly, we can drag Tati and remember Shane's canceled for life. We can do two this at once. Someone said, if I remember all my stories I collected from PR people over the years, it's actually part of the career advice to do that. They lay low for a while and count on enough people having a short attention span or moving on that they can make money again. Someone said he's back. Where? He needs to stay away, but you know, he is going to get a pass. Shaking my head. Someone said, what's the saying? Carrying yourself. Oh, Lord. Okay. And then somebody responded and said, hey, if you support Shane Dawson, block me, please. I think he's disgusting and you won't change my mind. So it's very, very interesting. You know, what do you think? Like, I would really sincerely, now YouTube, they don't taking the polls down, so you can't put polls up anymore, okay? Or if they can, I can't figure out how to do it. But I would really like to know in the comment sections, like, if Shane Dawson came back, would you accept him back? Would you continue to watch his channel and support him and buy his merch and buy the products that he puts out? Or would you not, okay? And if you would, what would let's say if the answer is maybe in there or yes, what would need to occur for you to be able to support him in the future? I really want to know this. I will tell you whatever your answer is. I may use it in a further video. But I would really be interested to know what you guys like think going forward. Like what would it take for you to be able to, I don't know, forgive him and be able to say like, okay, I'm supportive of Shane again and I'll continue to watch his videos. Anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. I love you guys and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.